Hello and welcome. Happy New Year. Is that even legal to say after the year we've had? I don't know, but hopefully this year is better than last for a lot of you. So, this video, we will be talking about the Danish Girl. Who is she? What does she want? Actually, it's a movie based on a book, based on a real person. So we'll be getting into a tiny bit of all of that because I'm definitely not making like a 5 hour video. So just a disclaimer, this video is about the movie, and maybe at a later time I might actually do a video on the real person Lily, who this movie was based off of. But we're gonna get into a bunch of stuff about this movie. Might contain some spoilers. If you really want to see it, maybe watch it before this. I don't know. For starters, this takes place in the 1920s and is about a real life trans woman, Lily, that existed. Now, I would say that the movie is probably inaccurate to her life. I'm not sure about the novel. Didn't read the novel. Not sure if I will. Maybe, maybe not. Personally, I don't really think the movie was too noteworthy. Not to say that it was terrible, but I guess like left me feeling kind of like due to like a lot of what I feel to be inaccuracies. So to jump into like one of my grievances about this, like overall, I thought the actor that played Lily did a very good job portraying the character, probably how the director wanted them to portray her. I thought he looked absolutely gorgeous, but it's really a role that should have been played by a trans woman. There's plenty of trans actors, both trans people that have transitioned and people that haven't transitioned yet, because not all trans people transition, right? So, and what transition is means different things to different people. So I was using that in a physical aspect. There's, like hormones, but there's other ways trans people can transition as well. So you can find people that are trans and not on HRT to act out a role if you need somebody in one of those positions. Like this day and age, like that wouldn't be hard to find, right? So they really should have just had a trans person play this role. So I think at a lot of points, like the script really kind of misses the mark for trans people, especially trans women. So the movie, is about a trans woman, but I almost feel like the script, and I don't know if this was like the director or if this was the author of the book, like which one is kind of to point a finger at this. I didn't read the book. Maybe if somebody read the book and they know about this, they can leave a comment to let me know if the book is very similar to the movie of how Lily is portrayed. But like it almost comes off as a lot of like Lily's characteristics aren't those of trans women, but rather those of cross dressers, which are, two different types of people. So like it seems like Lily gets almost like euphoric at being feminine, and her partner dresses her up, and it kind of plays almost into this like feminization aspect by a partner. And then Lily at a point sees like a guy and she becomes like the object of, like a guy's attention. And it's all these like tropes that play into a lot of cross-dressing fantasies. So it almost seemed like they took this real life person, Lily, and they almost mistaken her for a crossdresser, but at the same time have her transition. So, in my opinion, if the movie wasn't about a real life trans woman and instead was about like a made up crossdresser, I actually think that the movie would have been a lot better. I wouldn't have had complaints about a guy playing a trans woman. And I wouldn't have really had complaints about the script, like because like a lot of the tropes that plays into are cross-dressing tropes, and that's okay if it's about a crossdresser, right? Which it's not. So it just kind of feels like it's, like I feel like then people that don't know anything about trans people, they might watch the movie and they might think, oh, these are like this is the trans experience, whatever that is, even though most trans people have different experiences. There are some overlap for a lot of them for some experiences, and I really feel like the movie kind of like misses the mark on stuff like that. So overall, I feel like the movie kind of misses the mark for me personally. But I understand why a lot of people might appreciate it, value it, and get something from it, right? Because it's not like there's the biggest library of stuff out there, at least like not mainstream stuff, right? Because this is like a mainstream movie. A lot of times like people tend to struggle to find anything trans related, anything cross-dressing related, anything non-binary related, and anything, that has to do with like gender in any of those ways. So I understand why like some people might still find like comfort in having something like this movie, but like I said, like overall, it's not something I would really care to watch again. Um, and I think that given the time that it came out, I think that's what kind of like rubs a little salt in the wound for me, because it's kind of like, like you really could have had a trans person play this role. Like if it was done in like 1930 or something, I'd be like, okay, like, that's forgivable. I could forgive that. But, in any in the modern time now, like I think that we can definitely do a little better. Personally, that's my stance. Anyway, if you watched it, let me know what you think. Overall, I thought the movie looked beautiful. The script was kind of The acting was good. But like I said, I do have like some grievances with it. All right. Have a nice day, everyone. And until next time. Bye.